the sun is out and I'm finally actually at the plot to do some work. I did promise that we would get here. I've also got my dog with me, who doesn't like being tethered to the chair. You're going to be a good girl, Dorie. Can you be a good girl? Nope. Anyway, amid the barking, what I want to do today is get the raspberry canes in. Remember last week I said about the sleep that you lose to gardening? Well, I was awake at 2 in the morning thinking about where these raspberry canes are going to go, obsessing over it, which then turned into a weird dream about my mum getting detained by French police for trying to take raspberry canes over the border. But anyway, so I've got 6 canes. I've also looked up the varieties, so I'll tell you about those a little bit as well. And I'm thinking, let me move over here, I'm thinking this bed. So this is the furthest at the front of the plot. There we go. I'll scan back to give you perspective. God, that dog. So I think if they go along here, it's not a particularly sheltered spot, but it does get lots of sun. And I can do them in one long line, which will make picking easier. And the bed's quite wide, so they'll have enough space to spread, but I'll also be able to put another crop in by the side of them, I would say. So that's the plan. I've read up, I know my spacing. Oh, I forgot to bring, I've got a big ruler thing. Okay, well I know the spacing, but I'll be guessing it. Okay, let's go get the raspberry canes. Just needs to be on my lap all the time. Right, here we go. So, careful, Dorie. So that's the first one. That's the Sugana. Now apparently, I've read up, Sugana breaks all the rules. So although it says on here this is an autumn fruiting, ooh, nearly fell off, Dorie. Autumn fruiting raspberry. Apparently it does both. You get an early summer, well, summer fruit, and then autumn fruit as well. Not sure about that. Might just treat it as an autumn one anyway, just because the pruning will be so much easier, but interesting. Then the other variety, so this is the Polana. This has been bred in Poland to be a variety that does well in cold northern climates, and this is an early autumn fruiting raspberry, so it was saying that this is a good one to have as a bridge between your summer fruiting and your proper autumn fruiting. There we go. So there's 3 canes of each. I picked the ones that had new growth at the bottom because that's promising. So I need to take these out of the pot, divide the canes, and then place them in the bed. But what I might do first is dig the trench. So again, although no dig, some digging does have to happen. Now, you don't want to plant, we'll get this out, you don't want to plant raspberries too deep. They have shallow roots and the roots like to stay on the surface, and apparently that's one of the main ways that you kill raspberries is by putting them too deep. So we're going to have them on the surface, but you want to dig a fairly deep trench to then put some compost in to give them their best start. So I'm thinking dig the trench, then do the canes, space them, or put the compost in, backfill, water, job done. Job done, Dorie. Are you going to help? Or do you want to just stand here and bark at me while I do it over there? Okay. Let's go. Well, that was way easier than I thought it was going to be, actually. Everyone digs that like that, right? Jumping up and down on a spade. Here's what I've done. Not entirely straight trench. Dog at the end. I haven't gone all the way to the end because I've been told that sometimes trucks come along here and kind of destroy your front crops. Also, this is where my arches are going to go, and so I'll have a tromboncino on each side. At least that's the plan. Right, I'm going to put some compost in the hole. I mean, the question might be, why have I dug a massive trench when I could have just dug 6 small holes? Don't know. But good practice for the potatoes. And nice to know that it wasn't too hard to do. Apparently raspberries really like well-draining soil, not so keen on clay, but will tend to grow anywhere. But I'm going to put the compost in to give them a head start. Yeah, that's the next job then. Let's do that. Changed my mind, because we only really need the compost in the bits where the canes are going to be, I would say. So let's place the canes next. Right, let's go find those. So like I said in the shop, my sense is that these are like bare root canes, but they've just been planted in a pot so that they don't sort of dry out. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, look, that compost just came straight out. Oh, I need scissors for these. Do I? No. Dorie, shush! You'll go to Grandma's. Not that that's a threat. Okay, this is the Sugana ones. Okay. So there we go, they're all together. This one. Oh, there's not much on that one, but some nice fresh white roots. That one's a huge root. You'll be a good one. Okay, so they're the Sugana ones. Which way around should I do them? Doesn't really matter, does it? Could do them every other one. No, that will be confusing if I ever decide to do the Sugana as this summer fruiting and autumn fruiting variety, because it'll have a different pruning regime. See that was just a base of compost at the bottom of the pot. Right, so these are Sugana. Keep the labels with things. It's not my strength to keep things organised. Right, let's have a look at these ones. Oh, not quite so much on these. Let's undo the tape. There's one. Oh, look at that. That's awesome. Oh, they're lovely. Okay. Right. Let's space them then. So 40 to 45 centimetres kind of distance apart from one another. If you were doing in rows, then you would want to leave much more between the rows, but I'm just doing a single row. And really I've dug this whole trench so they can have more space between one another if they want. What I will have to think about at some point... That's enough. What I will have to think about at some point is how I'm staking all of these and keeping them upright. Not going to worry about that just yet. Can we find you a stick? Yeah, here's a stick. Resist. Resist. Alright, probably got 2 minutes of quiet now. Okay. Compost. popped each one in. It's got compost at the bottom. I've backfilled with the soil and then a little bit more compost around the base. I am worried that I did exactly what I said I wasn't going to do, which was plant them too deep. But I'll just be careful when I'm backfilling, I think. So final, oh no, I've got to water them as well. But before that, backfill. Let's see how it looks after that. I mean, there's not that much to look at. Literally just sticks in the ground. They are quite wide. Well, that's really widely placed. Yeah, my spacing was bad. Makes me tempted to fit another one in between them all, but no, I think that's plenty. See, this is what quite makes Dorie quiet. If she can do something naughty, just sit in Jim's allotment or at the edge of Jim's. Satisfies the naughtiness in her. Hey Dorie? Yeah, I see you. Jim sees you. He has CCTV in his greenhouse. So somebody's going to get in trouble, and it's not going to be Dorie, is it? It's going to be me. Right. So clearly we're on a roll. So I'm going to put these currant bushes in now. Oh, there's it. Right, so what I'm thinking is the original plan actually, which is to put the currant bushes in between each of the trees. I think there's room. Also, I have a plan for this section now, which I'll talk more about in another episode. These have been in here. When did I buy these? These were from the co-op, £1.85 each. Yeah, I think I probably bought them in the summer. So they're probably desperate to get out of these pots. Let's see how root bound they are. Not too bad. Well, they look like they're still alive. No, I don't have to dig a trench for these ones, so big hole, quite deep. They're quite deep pots. Right, where are my gloves? Where are my gloves, Dorie? Oh, you've untethered. given everything a good water, and before I go I am going to harvest a leek, which will be my first harvest ever from the allotment. I might need the fork. Oh dear, I slightly forked it, but there we go, a leek. Oh, so I didn't grow it, it was here when I got the plot, but nevertheless, still the first harvest. You enjoy that. It's big. Well, just before the mower stopped, no, it's coming straight back on. Well, all I'm going to do is close out today's episode. Really pleased with that. Pleased that those currants are in. Pleased that the raspberries are in. As I said, I do need to make a structure for them, so that'll be a job for another day, as is perhaps mulching around the trees. Oh, it's glorious now. I don't want to go back. It would be slightly more peaceful without the petrol mower. Well, I shall leave you with this gorgeous weather, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next week.